welcome to a brand new episode of Smart Money. Now, the real estate market in India is booming. In 2021, the size of the Indian property market was $200 billion. The projected growth by 2030 for the sector is $1 trillion. What's more is that by 2025, the real estate sector is expected to contribute 13% of the country's total GDP. On this week's edition of Smart Money, we speak to Ravi Kewalramani, a real estate broker whose company, RK Mumbai Realtors, has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and someone who has taken the internet by storm with his entertaining, informative and aspirational videos on real estate. Ravi has, I think, over 1 million subscribers on the internet and his ear to the ground. He joins us today. Ravi, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being on Smart Money.
Thank you for having me.
So, you know, it is a great journey that you've had, right, Ravi? I do want to talk about the real estate sector in great detail. But before that, I want to talk a little bit about your own journey, because I've known you, I think, for over 6-7 years now. And your life in the last 3 years has pretty much changed after you started your social media journey.
That's correct.
But how important do you think social media is for growing a business? And what is the advice you want to give someone who's starting their online journey now?
Social media has to be an integral part of your marketing strategy in today's day and age. The way it reaches out to people all across the board is very, very important for any business survival. So that is what I would say, whether it's YouTube, Instagram or any other format, it's very important to have that.
Okay, and for a medium like yours, right, which is pretty aspirational, I mean, the kind of houses, the kind of properties you show, I think 99% of Indians can't even afford that. So do you think that it is this aspirational goal which sets you slightly apart from the others?
It's not only just the aspirational part, it's also how people perceive real estate, how people want to know about real estate, you know, what is going on in the Mumbai market, what are the rates that are going on. So people do want to know educationally also what is going on, how are others living in Mumbai, what kind of sea views, what kind of parking, all kind of different aspects of a property. So it's just, you have the aspirational part, you also have the genuine buyers looking at properties, and there are the youngsters who are looking forward to see what they are living at and what is actually out there in the market. Okay, there are some wonderful videos now on,
on your screen about the kind of, stuff that Ravi shows across India, across Mumbai, even in Dubai, right? I mean, he's been to Dubai recently. So let's talk about the real estate market, Ravi. It's back after a decadal slump. How is the turf looking now, and where do you see maximum potential? Before the break, you were telling me that Panvel is a great area to look at. I mean, it's, it's sort of growing now. But you tell me, where's the maximum potential?
Wherever you have infrastructure coming in, you have to follow. Whenever it comes to real estate, you have to follow the infrastructure. Wherever the roads are coming, the new airports are coming, wherever the metros, the train stations are coming, that's where you have to look at in the future. You also have to keep an eye out where the major real estate developers of the country are putting and buying land and putting their money in. So talking about Panvel, we have some of the top developers of the city, of Mumbai city, as well as the country, who have purchased acres of land over there. They've been there for more than 4-5 years. So they know what is going to come over there, and they know the potential of that certain location. Now with Panvel, you have the Trans Harbour Link Road which is coming, in Navi Mumbai the new airport is coming. Then you also have, the moment you take the Shedung exit from the highway, you can see construction going on both right and left hand side. So these should be hints to any person who's looking to invest into a property to follow that direction. Even with the metro, there are a whole bunch of things that are coming up over there connecting Mumbai to Navi Mumbai as well as to Panvel location.
It's a very paradoxical situation, I think, because on one hand, the real estate market has hit record sales, right? Luxury projects are selling like hotcakes. But on the other hand, there are people that tell me that they still can't afford to buy, I mean, whether it's a middle class person or lower middle class, they can't afford to buy in metros. What is your take on how prices would move from here?
First thing, for those people who are not able to afford, I would tell them to compromise. That is the mantra when it comes to real estate in a city like Mumbai, where the prices are really high. You don't get anything for less than a crore. So you have to compromise either on the size or the kind of community that you are going in. If you are looking at a gated community with amenities, maybe you should go into a standalone building. But you should start your real estate journey as early as possible. I always say, if you're in your mid-20s, late 20s, go ahead and invest in it, even if it might seem like it's far-fetched, far off. As coming to the second question of how it's going to move forward, the future of real estate, is very bright in India because the population is there, the consumption is there. You know, you can keep on building. Obviously, you have to maintain sustainability, you have to keep in mind the environment, and you have to have a planned infrastructure whenever you're building a new city.
So, you know, you were talking about Panvel, right? I mean, it's very interesting you say that because it seems like the main Mumbai market is a bit saturated, and now there's a lot of infrastructure happening because of which Navi Mumbai is picking up as well. So, apart from Panvel, which are the other areas you think, not in just the Mumbai metros around the country, and you've of course done a lot of work, you've done some work in Goa as well. In the main metro areas, which is the metro that's picking up the most now?
You have the Central Line, which is places like Kanjurmarg, Vikhroli, you have Bhandup. So that line, there is still affordability. In fact, there was a recent recent statistics which came in said that almost 70% of the purchasing that has happened in that central line because of the affordability. You have one bedrooms at around 80 lakhs, 90 lakhs, and you have two bedrooms that go up to 1.5 crores. That is still available. The second section is where you have Borivali, you have Kandivali, you have Daisar, in that western stretch all the way going up to Virar. That is another line that you can consider to put your money in or to purchase your home, because once again, infrastructure is going there.
Okay, so that's where you should look at buying property. But you know, a lot of our audience is young investors, okay? People who are perhaps in the range of maybe 20 to 35. And the biggest debate there is whether you should rent or you should buy. Now, what do you do? See, I believe that stocks on a longer term, investing in the markets, give you a greater return. I know you would disagree because that's not your profession. But tell me, from a home buyer's perspective, a young home buyer, would you buy or would you rent?
If you are sure that you are going to be in a city for at least 5 to 8 years where your job is taking you, then buy. If you are unsure that your job is going to take you to another city, maybe it takes you to Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad, then rent. Because that is ideal for you. You don't want to put so much capital into something and get stuck over there just because of the property. You have to understand when you're trying to sell the property, it's not a liquid asset. It has to take time. It will take 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years to sell. You can't be just stuck at one place. And that is the advice that I would give to people now who are in their mid-30s. You know, if you have a family, then buying makes more sense. I always say buy first, even if you're younger. If you're 25, you're 27, under 30, buy. Start your real estate journey. The earlier, the better. For families, because you don't want to destabilize your family, you have elders in the house, you have a child who goes to school, you have your wife who's happy with the surroundings, your parents are okay with the social circle that they have, then buying makes more sense because you know you're going to be there for the next 20, 25 years.
And when you buy a property, right, there's this other debate about how under construction projects have taken a really long time to sort of surface, get the OC, etc. So if you're going out there to buy, does it make sense to buy a slightly premium ready-made project, or do you still believe in putting money in under construction projects?
Under construction is fine. You have RERA, which is basically helped remove all the weeds. The developers that were not strong enough to sustain, they're pretty much all gone out in the last 7 years, 6 years of RERA. So under construction projects you can invest in, but you obviously have to do your due diligence in every developer that you want to do. You have to see whether that developer has a track record of delivering on time, has got his occupation certificate. Everything has to be taken care of, and he's delivered what he has said. So under construction is definitely a little bit risky, but you have to do your due diligence. As coming to a resale property or something which is newly constructed, you are safe over there. You just have to ensure that the documentation is fine, get the right legal advice, and a nice lawyer who can run you through the entire process. A broker in that location is usually aware of the entire history of that building, of that property. He can tell you how much it was sold for, what was bought for, if he's an educated and a smart broker, real estate agent who's been in that micro market for a certain period of time.
So since the Mumbai market is your forte, right, which are the top 4 or 5 real estate companies that you think, you know, it's a no-brainer? You can just close your eyes and go ahead and buy those projects.
So most of the branded developers are a little bit priced higher than what you would get in that location. I know you have pushed me to ask me the names.
Go ahead, you can tell us.
Oberoi, I like personally, I like Oberoi developers. L&T is good. You have Godrej developers. These are the national, Raheja is another one. So these are developers, K. Raheja Corp. They're in the national level, the Indian diaspora in the entire country. They have
smaller guys?
So you have in micro markets, you have certain developers, like in the luxury market, you have developers like Supreme Developers who are financially stable, have a track record of 40 years of construction. Then you have in the Cabra developers in the Juhu area, they're also there. So these people work, and they're good in that micro market. They work only in 2 or 3 zip codes and pin codes, but they deliver and they give good products.
Okay, we're going to take a break, but before taking a short break, and we have many questions coming through as well, I just want to once again ask my director to pull up that video which Ravi has done, which is in Dubai. And that video has gone viral, where 10 million views have hit that video, where Ravi is talking about, no, not this one, there's another one, I think, where Ravi is talking about how the property is only for 50 crores. Ravi, how can you do that? I mean, I'm sure 99.9% people in India cannot afford that. What makes you say that this is only 50 crores?
It's crossed 20 million views, so it's double from 10 million. Now, when I went to Dubai and I saw this project, it's a 5,000 square feet, 2-bedroom apartment, which is costing 50 crores. That is a price which is cheaper. So 1 lakh rupees per square feet. That's a price which is cheaper than what you can get at Bandra Bandstand. Now, you tell me you want to be in Palm, Jumeirah, in Dubai, overlooking 180 degrees of sea views, and the Palm, or at 1 lakh rupees, or at 1.5 lakh rupees, you're looking at Bandstand.
So, and stuck in traffic.
And stuck in traffic. So I think the value that property gives is phenomenal.
Okay, that's a great way to put it, actually, if you compare it. I'd rather be in the Palm Dubai than, be stuck in traffic and fall into potholes in Bandra. Okay, but that's a discussion for another day. Let's do one thing. Let's take a quick commercial break. On the other side of the break, all of your queries on real estate will be answered on Smart Money. Stay tuned.